Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of CJ's Coins and Crafts. This is the next episode. This is episode 52 of our US Commemorative Series. This episode is going to cover the 1938 issue of the New Rochelle, New York 250th anniversary. The city of New Rochelle, New York lies in Westchester County and was founded by the Huguenots from La Rochelle in France in 1688. The following year, Jacob Lyser, an agent of the Huguenots, purchased a tract from John Pell for about 6,000 acres. One of the conditions of this sale was that Lyser would give to Pell and his heirs, quote, one fat calf on June 24th of every year thereafter if demanded. This is the area on which the city now stands. The area was incorporated as a village in 1858 and a city in 1899, now labeled as a suburb of New York City. The starting force behind the New Rochelle issue was the Westchester County Coin Club, which included collectors Julius Guttag of the Guttag Brothers, which was a prominent New York coin dealer, and Pitt M. Skipton, who planned the issue to avoid the abuses of earlier commemorative coins. The idea originated in discussions between club members and was an attractive idea as the piece would help fund the 250th anniversary celebrations that were going to be held in New Rochelle. The club appointed Skipton as a one-man committee in November 1935 to make the necessary contacts to gain authorization for the coin. Bills for the New Rochelle half dollar were introduced in both houses of Congress in January of 1936, in the Senate by Royal S. Copeland and in the House by Charles D. Millard. Skipton had contacted both legislators who had agreed to help, though Copeland had warned that, quote, the president is pretty hard boiled on this subject, end quote. The House reported back favorably from the Committee on Coinage, Weights, and Measures on February 17, 1936, with some amendments proposed increasing the authorized mintage from 20,000 to 25,000 coins, and also requiring that they be a committee of no less than 3 people to order the coins on behalf of New Rochelle. The House adopted the amendments and passed the bill without debate on March 16, 1936. The Senate bill was referred to the Committee on Banking and Currency and was one of many considered on March 11th by a subcommittee led by Alva B. Adams of Colorado. The Senate took no action on Copeland's bill, but on March 26th, Senator Adams reported back that the House bill to the Senate, entirely rewriting it to incorporate the newly protections such as requiring the coins to have the same date and mint mark. The Senate considered the bill on March 27th, with the New Rochelle bill being the fifth of six commemorative bills considered that day, and was amended and passed without debate. As the two houses had passed different versions, the bill returned to the House, where on April 17th, John Cochran of Missouri moved that the House agree to the Senate amendments. The House agreed without further debate. The bill was enacted by signature of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on May 5th, 1936. The New Rochelle Commemorative Coin Committee was formed by Mayor Harry Scott of New Rochelle, with the members Pitt Skipton as chair, Ernest H. Watson as treasurer, and Jer Milliman as secretary. The committee had initially hired Lorillard Wise to design the half dollar, which had designed a Native American sitting among vegetation watching the settlers' ship sail in before a rising sun for the obverse, in a representation of New Rochelle's coat of arms for the reverse. Wise had submitted new models on August 17th, which were initially approved by the Commission of Fine Arts on September 6th. Members of the CFA almost immediately reconsidered, with sculptor member Lee Laurie believing that the design was about the best that Wise could do, and he felt that only a few sculptors were actually capable of the work, and he was inclined to let the issue go ahead. Two other members, Eugene Savage and Gilmore Clark, did not agree and rejected a design revision, asking on October 23rd that the New Rochelle Committee hire a new sculptor. By mid-November, the Skiptons had seen an example of the Albany Charter half dollar, which was designed by Gertrude K. Lathrop, and selected her to replace Wise. Lathrop's arrival in New Rochelle came as a surprise to Pitt and Amy Skipton, who had known her as G.K. Lathrop and assumed she was a man. After several minutes between them, the obverse was decided to depict a fatted calf for the obverse and the fleur an element of the shield of New Rochelle, for the reverse. The CFA took some time to decide, apparently under the impression that the old coat of arms reverse was to be used. Lathrop knew President Roosevelt from his days as governor of New York and went to Washington to lobby for her designs. On February 18, 1937, the CFA approved both of her designs with the concurrence of the new sculptor member, Paul Manship. The obverse shows a fatted calf roped and held by a man in elegant dress who is meant to be John Pell. Surrounding the design are the legends New Rochelle, New York, and settled 1688, incorporated 1899, with the artist's initials GKL appearing on the calf's forelegs. The reverse depicts fleur-de-lis, an element found within the city's coat of arms and borrowed from the arms of La Rochelle, France. Arcing around the reverse are the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, Liberty, and In God We Trust. The New Rochelle half dollar is the last U.S. coin to have denticles along the rim. It was also the last new design commemorative to be struck by the U.S. until 1946. In April of 1937, a total of 25,015 half dollars were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, with the 15 pieces being reserved for inspection and testing at the 1938 meeting of the Annual Assay Commission. As the Bureau of the Mint deemed it undesirable to turn over the new coins over to Westchester County Coin Club, they were sent to the First National Bank of New Rochelle, where they arrived on April 16, 1937. The first coin struck was presented to Mayor Scott, and the second coin given to the president of the Westchester County Coin Club. This issue, too, was a poor seller, even with the members of the Coin Club purchasing several hundred specimens at face value. 9,749 half dollars were returned to the Philadelphia Mint in mid-1938 for redemption and melting. The profits generated by the sale of the coins were used to help fund the city's 250th anniversary celebrations in June of 1938. 50 pieces were struck in proof condition on polished planchets, each placed in a box along with a silver medal and presented to dignitaries, members of the Coin Committee, and selected members of the Westchester County Coin Club. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you guys like this, please hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.